everybody. Happy Friday. Yay. You guys got big plans for the weekend? We'll have small talk while we wait for people to jump on. Hey, Heavy Story, how are you? All right, here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. There is such a delay on Facebook. It just never ceases to amaze me. Good to see you guys. Say hi if you've just popped on. I would love to know who is watching this video. Hey, Ashley Nicole Brown. Are you still glittered up? Still glitterified? Ashley's a makeup artist and she did a live video yesterday about how to use glitter, but it's like, and I try to do the things that she says to do, but it just does not come out right. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Fal, how are you? So today has been an exciting day. I don't know if you've been watching my Twitter feed or watching Facebook, but I actually started a new radio segment that I'm really excited about. Hey, Idris. And so watch out for it next week. So it's the Al Rucker Show on Amazing 102.5 FM, but it's in like 5 different states. So they're a syndicated show, and I'm doing a segment called Out Front with Nikki Woods. And so today my guest was Lauren Lake. I'll post the audio once I get it so you all can hear. We talked about dating do's and don'ts for single parents, and we also talked about paternity cases because Lauren is the judge on paternity court. So it was really exciting. I'm super glad. Hey, Frank. Hello, Andrea. Tingle to you too. Tingle, tingle, tingle. Hey, Michael. Hey, Benjamin on Periscope. So I'm super excited to be back. Hey, Kevin. Radio really is kind of like my first love, and so I have missed being on, so I am really, really excited about it. So just watch my feed. Yeah. You just love to hear me talk, Ashley, because I do so much of it. So it was really, really a lot of fun, and I love doing radio. That is like one of my favorite ways to communicate. I love Facebook Live as well. And it's interesting because the one thing I had to get over with video, hey Alan, how are you, is that I no longer care if I show up without makeup on. So I really don't have any makeup on today, except I made sure my eyebrows were good. And so you guys just have to take me with or without makeup, depending on what state of being I am in. But what I wanted to talk about, hey Reagan, how are you? What I wanted to talk about today is for everybody that wants to be seen as an expert, and if you want more influence over, the conversations of today, because that's what we all want. Thank you, Daryl. We all want to have more influence as experts or authorities in our lane. Hey, Marlon, thanks for joining. If you guys could go ahead and share the broadcast, that would be great, because I'm going to start giving some really good information. And so as an expert, hey, Joseph, as an expert, and this could be in any lane. This could be Ashley as an expert, as a makeup artist. I'm an expert when it comes to media and other things. And so if you want, you could be a writer and be an expert at writing or creating stories or, sharing stories. And I say that as my bestie pops on Periscope, Mary Flowers Boy. She's an expert when it comes to crafting stories and other things. So if you want to be seen, oh, thank you for the hugs, Marion. If you want to be seen as an expert, using media is really the best way to do it. And this is social and traditional, and these rules really apply to any platform. But the first thing that you want to do, oh, thank you, Frank. I always tell that sounded like a shameless ploy to get to get compliments, and I didn't mean it that way. I just was trying to alleviate. I talked about, for those of you who are just joining, I talked about the fact that I love radio, and I'm doing a new radio segment. And the reason I love radio is you can kind of just show up as you are, and as long as you're prepared and you can sound good and deliver great information, you're okay. But for video and for television, I've always been hung up because I actually started in television. So I've always been hung up on the visual. Like, you have to, kind of look perfect and present yourself in a, perfectly. And so I don't always do that. I'm really like, no makeup, jeans and a t-shirt. And that's how I'm comfortable. Hey, Antoine. So I didn't do a lot of live video because I felt that you had to prepare for it. Like you had to, physically you had to get ready. And so I've just dispelled that. So I don't, however I show up, is how I show up. Hey, coworker, good to see you. So y'all just have to take it as it is. But my information is on point, so that's why we want to show up. So what I'm talking about is, hey, howdy to you too. I am God's brat. I love it. So what I'm talking about is for everybody who is an expert that really wants to establish more influence. So the first thing, because there is like a ton of noise out there, and there are a ton of people that do the same thing as you may do. So you really have to figure out how to rise above that noise and really stand out. And the first thing, I think, especially since it is times are just ever changing, things are always evolving. Hey, Robin, how are you? Things are always evolving, so you really want to make sure that you stay skilled in your area of expertise. So you're always doing the latest trainings. You're always cutting edge. I mean, news, you do not want to be like yesterday's news. I mean, you always want to have the latest information. Thank you, Robbie. I hope you have a great weekend too. So you have to always constantly, hone your education. You have to learn the latest techniques, the latest studies. You always have to have your thumb on the pulse of what's going on. So you have to constantly train, read, educate, do all of that kind of stuff so that you can, you can lead the conversation. Because when you're an expert, an authority, or you're an influencer, you want to lead the conversation. You don't want to just be a part of it. You want to be at the forefront. You want to lead the conversation, and you need to do that. A part of that is staying abreast of all the latest stuff, right? So the second part is then sharing that knowledge. So there's so many tools at our disposal, Facebook Live, Periscope, Twitter, LinkedIn. Find your platform, blogging, find your platform. Hey, Eric, how are you? You are welcome, Robin. I'm glad you joined us. Find your platform and then share the information, right? Because nobody knows that you're an expert if you're not telling anybody. And you can time it however you want. It can be a daily thing. It can be a weekly thing. I think the more that you put out, the more people will know you're there. You'll have greater visibility. So, but the biggest thing about it is that you want to be consistent. So I tell all of my clients before we start like their content strategy, or we start a PR strategy, that you need to pick a schedule that you can stick to. So I'm all for people popping up when they feel like it, but it's not great for traction. So if you want to be seen as an authority, you need to consistently and constantly be putting out content. Now that doesn't mean that you always have to reinvent the wheel. So if I do a Facebook Live video, then I can take, yes, Ashley, yes, you do. I want to know when you're popping up to give makeup tips. Like, I want to be able to set my calendar. You can take that video that you did, the Facebook Live video that you did, and you can upload it to YouTube. And so now you have content on another platform. And then you can take that YouTube video and you can turn it into a blog post. And so now you have a blog that you can also post on LinkedIn. So it's not like you have to do something special for every single platform. You can repurpose content, and some content, unless it's really, really dated, you can reuse and repurpose. So it's not like you consistently have to come up with new stuff. You just have to constantly have a presence. So, and yes, to Eric's point, Eric made a point about finding your right platforms. I certainly agree. You have got to find the platforms that work best for you. So I don't ever advocate that everybody is all over social media and you're on every single platform and you're running yourself or your assistant ragged trying to post content. I say find 3 platforms. If you haven't even started, then pick one. Learn it, then add another, learn it, then add another, and learn it. So, and figure out what really works. So like if your brand is very visual, so like you're a makeup artist like Ashley, or you're a photographer, or you're a model, then you want to pick platforms that are visual. So like Pinterest is a good platform. Instagram, I'm sure you guys know this. Video, YouTube. You want to make sure people can see your brand. If it's an extremely, well, I shouldn't say extremely professional, but if it's like one of those, Fortune 500, if you're like a CEO, or if it's extremely, white collar, LinkedIn is a great platform. LinkedIn doesn't work for everybody. So you just have to be aware that you pick the right platforms, and then share. And so when you share on social media, what you're doing is you are, I just got a text I didn't understand. Okay. So, that just threw me all the way out. Oh, so when you share on social media, then then people, other sources will pick it up. And so then, the traditional media outlets will come looking for you because they're like, oh, this is an expert. She's an expert at A, B, or C. And so we need to have on our platform. So using social media really can raise your visibility and up your chances of traditional media. So it really does work together. LinkedIn it is a powerful tool if you use it correctly. Hey, Patrina, I'm still a little congested, but I feel so much better. So thank you. I'm doing good. I am doing good. And so then the final thing in using media hey, Wayne, to increase your influence or to be seen as an expert is to cultivate a following. So now that you're sharing it, you want to promote, you want to have other people promote you, and you really want to find your tribe, as we say nowadays. And really your tribe is just a group of interested people who need whatever your expertise is. Hey, Charnel, how are you, honey? And so, you might move from somebody saying, have you heard of Nikki Woods? And you're like, well, who's that? To, oh, yeah, I've heard of her, to, I'm in her tribe. So that's kind of how you want to move people through the steps. But if you're not sharing your expertise, then you can't do that. So you want people to be able to follow you. You want institutions and people to get behind you and really become what they call brand ambassadors. So not only are you, spreading your message, other people are spreading your message. But like, I'm a brand ambassador for Ashley because I talk about Ashley all the time. I post on my page whenever Ashley does my makeup, and I share her message. So I am her brand ambassador. So that's what you want. You want people that are enthusiastic about you and what you have to offer to be in your tribe so they can help you share your message. It absolutely cuts down on the work that you have to do. It cuts down on the energy that you have to spend on promoting so that you can then just focus on being the expert. And that is where you want to get to. So just to recap, the 3 steps that you need in order to be seen as an influencer or to grow your influence or to be seen as an expert is 1, you need to stay on the cutting edge. You need to always up your game. You need to always perfect your skill, whatever that expertise is. You need to be on the cutting edge. The second one is you need to share your expertise so that people know that you're the expert, and you need to have a record, a social media footprint that you're sharing that expertise. And then the third thing is you need to cultivate a following. And in that following, you will start to develop brand ambassadors and people that really spread the word for you. So those really are 3 big steps on how to use the media to grow your presence as an influencer and really establish yourself as an expert. I don't know if you guys heard, but we're doing a part 2. Thank you, Antoine. I'm glad it was valuable. We're doing a part 2 to the webinar, The Cost of Fame. And it really is going to talk more about how to use traditional media and social media, as like a 1-2 punch to really hype up your brand and hype up your business and get you the clients and the consulting work and the visibility that you need to be successful and to build a sustainable brand. And the website for that is bit.ly/cost-of-fame, all lowercase, bit.ly/cost-of-fame, and that's going to happen on Monday. Monday at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. So I hope you'll register and you'll be a part of that because it's all about like ending this year strong. I'm like really passionate, not just for my business, but for everybody's business to really end 2017 strong and to leverage that momentum into 2018 so that we start that year off strong. I know what year we're in. Don't worry. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoy your Friday. I hope this was helpful. You can still share this broadcast after it ends. I would always appreciate that. And also don't forget to register for the webinar. So I will see you guys later. I'm going to go enjoy some sunshine. Have a good one. Love you guys.